Welcome to Your Number Man, the podcast where we dive deep into business, finance, and entrepreneurship. I am your host, Johan Zanik, but you can call me Your Number Man. Over the years, I've worn many hats in the business world, from marketing ace to financial expert. And now I'm here to share my expertise with you. Each week, we'll explore strategies, insights, and stories to help you navigate the complexities of running a successful business. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting, this podcast is your go-to resource for all things business and finance. So grab a drink, settle in, and let's unlock the secrets to building and thriving business together. This is Your Number Man, where we help you achieve a bigger life in business. Welcome to part 2 of my interview with Doctor Zed. If you haven't listened to part 1, give that one a listen first. Now, I think you've all waited long enough. Let's jump straight into it.
So if you lose your trust, then you're not going to have any clients. You're not going to have any business.
I mean, it can work on the short term.
If you've got a transactional business,
Yeah.
but even Coles and Woolworths have lost a lot of trust lately.
I'm not big fans of it, actually.
No, and a lot of their business is just transactional. You're going to buy an apple,
Yes.
buy some pears and some meat.
Yeah.
But it's still branding. It's still branding. They know that if they lose the trust of the people over a period of time, their profit margins are going to severely be impacted.
That's right.
Yeah.
It comes back to numbers as well. If you really believe your product has got a value, you can explain to your client how valuable this product is. And people say, fair enough, no worries. I'll pay $5 for this apple that I know I can get across the road for $4, but your apple just makes me feel like I'm tasting something from heaven for that matter.
Yes, that's the difference between commodity and product. Now, I say to my clients, what does Coca-Cola sell?
Sugar?
Black fizzy stuff.
But it also sells memories. I remember as a small kid, we would drive from Johannesburg to Cape Town in South Africa, and we stopped in the middle of the Karoo, which is a bit like the outback in Australia. And, I was always looking forward to that Coke my dad's going to buy me.
What you're actually talking about is happiness.
Happiness is that whole road trip, we're going and, we stay in this motel in the middle of nowhere, just big paddocks with sheep, and there's ice-cold Coke and big juicy burgers. Oh man.
Yeah.
I just get excited when I'm talking about it.
So Coca-Cola sells happiness.
Yeah.
It's just that the black fizzy stuff is the platform with which they deliver happiness.
Yes.
So Coca-Cola is in the wellness game, right?
Yeah.
Even though
it's quite a paradox, isn't it?
It is. So when I speak to my clients who are entrepreneurs and small business owners, I say, well, what's your product? What's your commodity?
Yes.
See, this book is the commodity. It's not the product.
Yeah.
What's inside the pages is the product, and the product is mindset. This is a success book. The Flea Circus is selling success. Okay?
Yeah.
The platform is the book.
Yes.
Now, this podcast is also a platform, okay? It's not the product. You're also selling success. You're selling business success,
Yes.
okay, through the platform of a podcast. But you can also do it through a video. You can also do it through an ebook. You can also do it through social media.
Right.
They are just platforms with which you deliver your message, okay?
Sure,
and your message is the product. The platforms are the commodities. So that's a big difference. And that's why the apple is not the product.
Yeah.
It's the value.
It's the value that you attach. Yeah.
That you attach to it is the
That's
product. We're emotional beings.
Yeah. Well, we talked about negative self-talk, and sometimes, this scenario where your parents are basically put a glass on top of you. It could be your parents, it could be your teachers, it could be bullies.
For right or wrong too.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not to say what they did is wrong, but it's just to say their intention was probably for you to be safe.
Yes.
And not hurt yourself, or get a good job, get a good safe job, so that you've got something to fall back on. Now, their intentions were probably good, but the unfortunate result of it is that we're like fleas in a flea circus.
Yeah.
We're only jumping so high.
Yeah.
Whereas all of us have got the capacity to jump so much higher than what we are doing at the moment.
Are you a fan of Robert Kiyosaki?
Yes, Rich Dad, Poor
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We also talk about a scenario. It's not really his dad wasn't really poor, or he's one of his dads. And the other dad wasn't really his dad, was a mate's dad that was an entrepreneur, and he went out and buy properties and stuff. But his poor dad was a professor, and he said, no, you got to go to uni, you got to get a job. It's basically the era where we came from. And Then he broke out and said, no, I'm going to listen to what you say, Dad. That's great. But I'm also going to listen to what my rich dad says about how to step out of and do that paradigm shift.
Yes.
So something else here, and a bit relevant, it's a scenario that I thought about. And if you can't answer me, I've got to phone Dr. Carl. The people in Adelaide and Australia might know as the guy on the radio. There's something that bugs me about babies. It sounds weird when I say that, but when babies are 1 year old, they start walking. They stand up and they fall down, they stand up, fall down, and it takes many, many times before they can actually walk 5 steps. But they don't give up. They just keep on standing up, falling down, and they might cry a little bit and keep on going. Now, I don't know of any single baby out there that's got the ability to walk that does not walk, if you understand what I'm saying. Now, what happens between that time that we are babies and now that we're sitting with all this wisdom and we want to do things? I mean, for instance, there's a lot of people I know that dream about every day, oh, I can't handle this bloody job. I'm going to start my own business. And they know they got perhaps 50 grand in the bank to start a business. And they've got good ideas, but they don't get around starting the business for that matter. Or somebody wants to step out and move from being an accountant to become a quantum physicist for that matter. You've got to do a step. Why is it so easy for a baby that hasn't got a lot of intelligence to stand up, but now that we're adults, is it that 65 billion negative talks through all the years?
I think it's fear.
Fear, okay.
Fear. A 1-year-old doesn't have fear.
Yeah.
Okay? So it doesn't have a fear of failure, doesn't have a fear of falling down. Well, let me retract that. We are only born with 3 fears. 3 fears.
Yeah.
The fear of abandonment,
yes,
the fear of falling, and the fear of loud noises. Okay?
Yeah.
Every other fear that we have as a human being
Yes.
is learned. We learn it through experience, we learn it from parents, we learn it from society. Okay? So every fear, essentially, if it's not the fear of abandonment, not the fear of falling down, not the fear of loud noises, is a learned fear, which is great news because we can unlearn it.
Yeah.
So any fear that you have, again, right at the start, we talked about consciousness, what we allow into our consciousness. Unfortunately, with those 80% negative thoughts, we allow fear as part of that.
Yes.
Fear of failure, fear of rejection. What are the fears that are out there? I'm not talking about phobias here. Phobias are those irrational fears.
Fears of not being able to pay your mortgage at the end of the month.
Yes, all those sorts of fears are learned. We learn those fears. So we can unlearn them. And one of the ways you unlearn them is by inserting the but. Oh, I've got this fear. Oh, where am I going to find money for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, but if I look hard enough, I'm capable, I'm intelligent, I will be able to find a way. And if you focus on finding a way, finding a solution, that fear goes from that big hairy monster to something that's very, very little because you're not focusing on it. You know, the Indians of America, the native Indians of America talk about the 2 wolves on your shoulder, you know, the black wolf and the white wolf.
Oh, okay.
The good wolf and the bad wolf. Which one survives is the one you feed.
All right.
Okay?
So you feed a bad wolf
with your thoughts. You feed the good wolf the same way.
Oh, yeah.
With your thoughts. So it's all about how you think. I always say the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be is how you think.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. It's how you think. Now, do you choose to think negatively or do you choose to think positively?
Well, positively.
Yeah. And that way, you've got your growth mindset there.
Yeah.
Okay. If you choose positively, you will choose growth.
Yeah.
If you choose growth, you will choose good habits. If you choose good habits, you'll arrive at the destination where you want to get to. Remember, you've got to know where you want to go. Okay. If you don't know where you want to go, you're going to go around in circles.
Yeah. Or if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there.
That's right. No wind is helpful.
Yes.
Okay. So create that vision. Be positive. Create that vision of who you want to be and what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
I say there are 4 things. If you can answer these 4 things, who are you? What do you do? Why do you do it? How do you do it? If you can answer those 4 things, you will have clarity of who you want to be and where you want to go. Okay. And once you've got that vision with such succinct clarity, who are you?
Yeah.
What do you do? Why do you do it? And how do you do it? Okay. So are you able to do it with your business? Is your listeners able to do it with their business?
That's gold.
It is gold.
Yeah.
It's clarity.
Oh, we can go and play golf for the rest of the week now. I reckon we've got a solution there. Yeah.
Well, I talk about that a lot in the book, The Flea Circus, and I go into much greater detail than what we've gone into there. Yeah. But it's about creating that vision. That's how you create that vision.
Yeah.
I've just told you how you create it, right?
Yeah.
You create that vision of who you want to be and what you want to do by understanding who are you, what do you do, why do you do it, and how do you do it. Now, 500 years ago, Michelangelo in Florence created or carved the statue of David. I don't know if you've...
The
statue of David, a massive, massive statue. And Michelangelo carved David out of one block of marble, just one single block. And he said when he went to the quarry and he saw that marble, he looked at the marble and he saw the angel inside the marble and set him free. So he didn't just see the marble, he saw David already inside.
Yeah.
And then what Michelangelo said, he said, all I did then was chip away the bits that weren't David.
Okay.
And there David emerged.
David emerged in his full glory.
In his full glory. So he was already there.
Yeah.
All Michelangelo did was chip the bits that weren't David. So that's the vision, you see.
Yeah.
And so what my programs are, and what this Flea Circus book is about, is chipping away the bits that aren't you.
Yeah.
To reveal the real inner Johan or the inner Scott that's already there, just covered up with all that negative stuff. Yeah. Chipping away the negative stuff to more positive and revealing the true, authentic self that's already there.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah, it sort of relates to that book as well. The Magic of Thinking Big, the guy who was a builder.
Michael Schwartz. Or the
the Magic of Thinking Big.
David Schwartz, sorry.
David Schwartz.
Yeah.
There was three guys building, and the white guys say, what are you doing? He said, I'm just putting one brick on top of another guy. And then the guy asked the other guy, what are you doing? I'm actually building a nice big wall here. Oh, yeah, that's nice. And he asked the other guy and said, what are you doing? He said, no, I'm building a cathedral.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it? I often relate that story myself because it's the power of purpose and vision.
Yes.
Are you just someone just laying bricks?
Yeah.
Just doing it just for the money, just so I can get away and, do what I really want to do at the end of the day or on the weekend? Or do you have a little bit of a purpose that, it's a wall, but I don't know what it's used for, but it's a wall.
Yeah.
Or do you have that fantastic vision of actually what I'm doing here, my purpose in laying this single brick is to build a cathedral.
Beautiful cathedral.
Yeah. So that's the vision that you can set for your business. The vision I have for my businesses is that I aim to help the world become a better place, because if I can reduce that 80% negative thoughts to 50% negative thoughts, so it's actually 50-50, we've got equilibrium here, the world is going to be a much better place.
Oh, it would be.
It's going to be a much better place.
Yeah.
So that's my goal, is to build a bit of paradise here, recreate the Eden that once was here, the paradise that we've destroyed with our negative thinking.
Negative thinking, yeah.
And to recreate paradise back on earth again. And we do that individually through the way we think.
Yeah.
Not by throwing money at people, not by throwing money at circumstances, certainly not by throwing bombs at people, right?
Yeah.
We create paradise on earth through the way we think. Each individual.
Yeah. And
that's the power of each individual.
And we create evil as well, by the way we think. So we talk about magic, the magic of thinking big, for instance, like David Schwartz talked about. He said business can ignite your imagination and creativity. You might see something that has no explanation, but makes you curious that something is really possible and gives you the desire to see something marvelous. As you explained, you basically just explained with Michelangelo.
Yes. Yep.
But let's be realistic. We're in a numbers game, They say numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. You can bullshit numbers, but numbers don't really lie. What you see is there. And management accounting and financial management and business economics, it's all a science. So there's nothing supernatural about it. Or is there?
Well, you're getting into metaphysics here. And I believe the universe is magical.
Yeah.
Okay. No matter if you believe in a Big Bang or you believe in creation, both school of thoughts believe that something came from nothing. Okay,
yes.
Which is magic.
Yeah.
How can something come from nothing? Well, we believe it. We either believe it through science or we believe it through religion. It's the same belief at the end of the day. All religion and science is trying to do is give us a language on how that happened.
Yeah, okay.
So are numbers magical? Yes, they are. but you have the power to control those numbers. Now, what your question is, correct me if I'm wrong here, are you asking if we don't know our numbers, then we don't know what the future is going to hold? But if we do know our numbers, we've got a greater chance of achieving the future that we want.
Well, I'd say, know your numbers, because that's the basis.
Yep.
But it's also, a lot of time, it comes back to, and a lot of people refer to it as manifesting.
Right, okay.
You manifest this vision. You manifest, my gross profit is 35% now, but I want to get a 45%. Yep. So just keep on believing and not do anything about it is not going to get you there.
Yes.
So it's basically a two-way street.
Yes.
You got to believe, and you really got to work towards it.
Yes, faith without works is dead. So we live in two states of existence, okay? Where we are right here, right now, our future self, where we want to be, who we want to be, okay? It's the same with business. Business right here, right now, and where we want our business to be. Now, we need to bridge that gap, bridge it from where we are now to where we want to be or where we want our business to be. We need three things to create that bridge.
Yeah.
We need a formula. We need to be disciplined in following that formula until it becomes a habit. And once it's become a habit, we're pretty likely to achieve that future vision. So what's a formula? Well, let's say I want to lose 8 kilos.
Yes.
Well, I need to follow a healthy eating plan.
Yeah.
That's a formula. That's a system. It's a process.
Yeah.
I need to be disciplined in following that healthy eating diet.
Yeah.
So every time I drive past Macca's or drive past Domino's Pizza, I can't pull in, for a burger or a pizza. I've got to keep driving past until it becomes a habit. Neuroscientists tell us it's about 21 days to create a new habit.
Yeah.
Okay. So after 21 days, I'm in a healthy eating plan, and it's now become natural. And then now that's become a natural habit, I'm more than likely to lose my 8 kilos. Now, going to the gym is another fitness program. Say I want to build muscle or lose weight at the gym. I ask a personal trainer to create a fitness plan for me.
Yeah.
That's a formula. I've got to be disciplined in following that formula. I've got to go to the gym 3 times a week. I've got to do the exercises. And once it's a habit, I'm likely to have built that muscle or achieved that weight goal that I've set myself. Okay? Earlier, I gave you another formula on how to save $10,000.
You did, yeah.
$100 a week for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Be disciplined in putting that $100 aside into a separate bank account.
Yeah.
Be disciplined with that. So over time, it's become a habit. Every week, you're putting in the 100.
Yes, yeah.
Within 2 years, you've got your $10,000 and your holiday. That is how you use numbers.
Yes, that's great. A lot of magic in here.
Yep.
So numbers are not just boring, it's magic.
Yes, it can create magic. But you've got to have that formula, got to be disciplined.
Yeah.
It's got to become a habit.
Yeah.
Those 3 things are essential. And then you're more than likely to achieve your goals.
Tell me about your formula.
Yes, well, the formula that I use in the Fleas Circus is the one I have borrowed from Albert Einstein. E equals mc squared.
Yes.
I mean, he obviously goes energy equals mass times the speed of light, c being the speed of light multiplied by itself. Well, I say E is effectiveness equals mindset, M equals multiplied by C capacity multiplied by C capability.
Yeah.
So E being effectiveness being the ability to create a result or manifest a result.
Yes.
As you like to say. If you can effectively manifest a result, you are effective.
Yes.
And that is reliant upon your mindset, your capacity, and your capability. So if your mindset's positive, you've got great capacity and you've got great capability, you've got great effectiveness. But the reverse is also true. Your effectiveness is minimized or decreased by a poor mindset, a negative mindset. It's decreased by poor capacity if you've got very limited capacity. And it's also decreased by your capability if you don't have high capability. So that is another formula that I use, and I go into a lot of detail in the book.
Yeah.
But one of the things about mindset, like if you've got a negative mindset, that will decrease your effectiveness.
Yeah. That's like putting a minus in front of the formula, isn't it?
Yeah, you're going backwards almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, inserting the but. If you've got a negative mindset, the way to turn it into a positive mindset and therefore a more positive effectiveness is to insert the but.
Yeah.
Every single time you make a negative statement, every single time. If you can do that, your effectiveness will skyrocket.
Yeah.
Okay? Because your mindset will be right. You'll have a growth mindset. You will have grown.
Yeah.
And when you grow, your business will grow. Your capacity. Some people have feeling pretty flat lately. I read a statistic that we haven't quite yet recovered from COVID. We still got that mental fatigue, the physical fatigue. So our capacity...
Are you talking about the physical or the mental kind of?
Both.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But when our energy levels are down, our capacity is down. So I do talk about how to boost your energy levels again, get rid of energy drains as well. So if we can get rid of energy drains, increase our energy boosts, increase our overall energy, it will increase our capacity to do stuff. So when our capacity increases, our effectiveness increases.
Yeah.
Capability is also another thing. If our capability is down, then our effectiveness is down. So capability is also affected by goal setting. I talk a lot about goal setting. I mean, that's a whole conversation in itself.
Yeah.
If you can effectively goal set, you can also become highly effective in what you do.
Yeah.
Okay. That increases your capability. Capability is also skill set. Sometimes you have to upskill.
Yes.
You have to train. You have to educate yourself. I mean, that's capability as well.
Yeah.
Other things in businesses can probably offer more suggestions about capability. Sometimes you need more staff.
Yes.
Increase your capability to produce certain goods. That's also capability.
And you say, I don't have money, but I don't have a cash flow. I don't want to go and speak to the bank, but I can perhaps see where I can find some savings within the business. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. Every problem has a solution. Every problem, because they're two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Okay? All you need to do is flip over the problem and you've got heads and you've got a solution. So you need to look for the solution.
Yeah.
And the solution is more often than not the opposite of the problem. Okay?
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So I haven't got any money, but, the solution is, I need to get money.
Yeah.
And then you work on, how you can do that.
Yeah.
So my staff need training. Well, the solution is to train your staff. And then you work out how you're going to do that.
Yeah.
So that's my formula. And you can use it for business or you can use it for personal growth.
It's so applicable in life, yeah.
I talk a lot about perfectionism. I also talk about self-approval. Self-approval is a big thing.
Yeah.
I also talk about the imposter syndrome.
Yeah, you hear that a lot.
The imposter syndrome in 1979, two female psychologists did some research in New York. And they researched highly, highly successful females. And back in the 70s, there weren't a lot of highly, highly successful females that had got to the roles of CEO, director of companies. But there were a few. So they had broken through some really tough glass ceilings, back in the 70s.
Yeah.
But what they found is that pretty much all of these very, very highly successful women put themselves down.
Yeah.
And had what they called an imposter that kept on saying to them, oh, you just got lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, you're really not that clever, but, you just found your way. You just slipped into this role. And so they denied all the hard work that they did. They denied their intelligence. They denied all the sacrifices that they'd made. And that's the imposter. Telling you you're not good enough, you're not deserving of this, you just got lucky. That's the imposter. So when you hear the imposter, and unfortunately, I think it's something like 75% of women have imposter syndrome and something like 50% of men have it.
Yeah.
The trick, again, insert the but. When you hear that imposter telling you you're not good enough, you're not clever enough, you got lucky, insert the but and insert a positive affirmation that negates that negative thought.
And you look at it from a whole different point of view, the but.
Different perspective.
Wow.
It's all about perspective.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in one of those mazes where, they're usually hedge mazes where you go in and you've got to find your way through the maze?
Yeah. Sometimes your life feels like a bit of a maze. But
well, I liken life to a maze. When you turn left, you hit a wall. You go straight, you hit a wall. You turn right, you hit a wall.
Yes.
Sometimes you're going round and round in circles. You're spending a lot of energy going this way, going that way, feeling like you're not getting anywhere. So what's the best way to get through a maze?
Shoot up a drone and see how it looks down below.
Absolutely.
Something,
That is how you get different perspective.
Yeah.
So that you can look down on the maze and then you go, oh, actually, here I got to go left, here I got to go straight, there I got to go left again, and there I go right. And you can plot your way through the maze. But you can't do it at ground level perspective.
Yes.
You need higher level perspective, whether it's in a helicopter or in a drone, looking down. That is what I talk about in the flea circus. It's all about different perspective, letting yourself plot your way through the maze so that you can get to the outside and where you want to end up.
Yeah, the whole thing about a maze, it's quite intimidating actually. When you think about it, a lot of times you're in business, you're in a maze, you can be amazing, but then you bump into other people and we're all stuck in this maze sometimes. And it just takes one people say, well, pick me up on your shoulders. And one of us is just got to go outside and say, oh, yeah, no, we got to head in that direction.
Yeah. Look, you've touched on collaboration there.
Yeah.
I don't know if your listeners have read a great book called Blue Ocean Strategy.
No, I did not.
It's a 25-year-old book, but it's a classic. And what they talk about is that most businesses exist in a red ocean, which is big fish eating small fish.
Yes.
Okay, it's a bloodbath. Okay. What they say is that as a business, you need to try and create your own blue ocean, where you are the only fish servicing your own audience or your own market.
Yeah.
A classic example of that is Apple.
Oh, yeah.
They have created their own blue ocean. Yeah. No other businesses can come in because all their products are all tied together. If you buy one product, you need another product. You need another product. You need another product. And only their products speak to each other. You try and get an Apple product to speak to a Microsoft product? Sorry. It's just, it doesn't work.
I hear what you say. And we still go and queue up if there's a new iPhone coming out. We're all going, well, not me, but...
Yes. So they've created their own blue ocean.
Yeah.
Okay. Where they just supply all the goods. There's no competitor in their blue ocean.
Yeah. And we can do it perhaps as well as small business owners.
Absolutely.
You go for your niche. If you want to get rich, go for niche. Is that what I say?
Yeah. And the way you do that is to create a database.
Yes.
Of emails if you're an online business, or even if you're a bakery, get people's details, get people's emails, get people's names, phone numbers, build your database because you're building your own blue ocean because the best customer is the one you already have.
Yeah.
So build your database no matter how you do it. And the other way is which your friend Trevor
Taylor.
Taylor.
Sorry, Trevor, we're mentioning you.
Who is really big on value creating reward systems.
Yes.
If you come to me, if you spend $100, you'll get 5% off your next purchase.
Yeah.
Okay. Giving people rewards, but you build your database through your reward system.
Yes.
Okay. So that's another way that you can build a database because you're giving value back to your customer. Because why should they join your reward system? Well, because they know later on that they're going to get a reward for it. Yeah. They're going to get value for it. But the value to you is that you're creating your blue ocean.
Yeah. Strive for that blue ocean. Get out of the red ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Another book as well, The E-Myth, which you probably, with Gerber.
Yes, Michael Gerber.
Michael Gerber spoke about the situation where this guy, it's a bit like the Rocky Horror Picture Show where it was middle of the night, it was raining, and then he stopped at this hotel in the middle of nowhere. And then the people sort of done everything right. Eventually he got to his hotel room and it was his little chocolate. And in his morning, the specific tea he wants to drink, everything was there and he can't figure it out. And during dinner time, they would just ask him questions and see what he likes, And they really created this beautiful scenario. And it's about feeling, and I don't know how much he said it was an emergency, so he had to pay $200 for a night for a hotel room. That was back in the 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of money, but he'll never forget at night.
Yeah.
Just it's a bed like any bed.
And he keeps going back. It's repeat customers.
Yeah.
He felt cared for.
Yes.
Remember we spoke about that earlier.
Yeah.
If you feel cared for by your boss, by your leader, by your business,
yes,
that you're going to keep going back.
Yeah.
That is the number one need of a human being.
Yeah.
Is to feel appreciated.
Man, we can't stop talking today. So that was episode 2 of our wonderful, courageous, transcendent, and very energetic Doctor Zed. Thanks, Scott. It was really amazing that you came in and you explained all the nuances of the mindset and beliefs and how we can enrich our lives in and out of our daily work and our business. It's just been gold. And I really appreciate you coming in. Just a note to the audience, Scott is giving regular workshops.
Yes, at the moment it's just Adelaide. Obviously got big plans for nationwide. I mean, COVID put a big damp on that. I was going Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne before COVID, but haven't started that up again.
Yeah.
Do have big plans to start that up again. Workshops, presentations.
Yeah.
But people can connect with me on LinkedIn. That'll be great. My website is just scottzarsinas.com.
You should do a roadshow. Get yourself a little trailer like the flea circus thing, and then you do your roadshow.
That's a good idea, yeah.
Yeah. and so anyway, he's doing regular workshops, seminars, presentations, and courses. So anybody who wants to get in touch, you can contact him on his website. It's www.scottzarkinas, which I don't pronounce right, .com. Okay, so I'm just going to spell it. It's SCOTTZARCINAS.com. It's on the show notes anyway. or just click on my website as well, and it will take you there as well, which is yournumberman.com.au. So that's a wrap for today. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and next time we'll get back into the boring stuff. We'll talk about numbers now. I'm only joking, it won't be that boring, but we'll come back with a fresh perspective and clarity on it as we've learned today.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Scott. So each week I'm going to have a numeric on the show. Now, a lot of you might ask, what is a numeric? Well, a numeric is actually a limerick. It's just got a number connotation to it. And today's numeric is: this man can put worries to bed. View it from another angle, he said. Where the numbers don't gel or products don't sell, the answer whisperer is Doctor Zed. And that's a wrap. Thanks for joining me, and I hope today's session was valuable and you feel inspired to take action in your business. Remember, business success is about more than just numbers. It's about passion, determination, and a relentless drive to pursue your dreams through the help of numbers. So keep pushing forward, learning and striving for a bigger life in your business. If you found this podcast valuable, be sure to subscribe. Follow us on socials and leave a review if you enjoyed today's episode. And one last thing, if you want access to additional resources that will help you fast track your cash flow and financial freedom, visit yournumberman.com.au. Until next time, this is Johan Zanik, your number man, signing off. Thanks again.